Grand Rising, everyone. We are just venturing off this week for one day on a Thursday for their Rise Up Breathwork breathing. And so welcome. So we're kind of coming to a draw to the end of the summer, and just a light reminder that starting after this holiday weekend, things will be, our schedule kind of start to fill up once again. So we'll have, the podcast for Rise Up Breathwork on Tuesdays, Anna's midweek check-in yoga will be on Wednesdays, as well as on the 11th. We'll start up at 6:30 in the evenings with the midweek vibe check with the sound healing. And then we'll be starting up, I think a week from tomorrow will be the first Friday night integrative recovery practice, and then also next Saturday, a week from this Saturday, we'll start up with the Soul Saturday. And so exciting to get everything kind of back up and running again. So please check out the PCSM website, People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers, and to find out all the events that are occurring and coming up and who will be around for that. Hey Sandy, glad you made it. Sandy's just going to be enjoying the breathing just on her own today, which is nice actually for her to do that, so she can have a perspective of the sound and what it sounds like. So as we're drawing an end to the summer, it creates like a lot of changes. Maybe some people just start thinking towards the cold weather, or maybe depression can start coming in, or we just want the summer to hang out a little bit longer. And so just an invitation to, we're lightly be kind of going over calmness to the body today, discovering how we're feeling, how the body's feeling within us, and also like things that make us happy as well too. I'm glad it sounds good through the computer. Nice. And sometimes people say it's good to wear headphones too, Sandy. If you have headphones, you want to try that. Let's see what that difference might be. So just an invitation to find some comfort, whether you be sitting down or if you would like to choose to lay down, and just kind of settling into a space for the next 40 minutes or so. And as you're settling into the space, maybe inviting in some movement, some shaking the arms or the whole body, and just kind of like shake out for a minute, whether you be sitting down, maybe moving the legs, moving the head a little bit, and just allowing for energy within your system to just kind of move. So just kind of like take notice if there is any stagnant type energy that you might feel in the body, and just kind of shift around and move, and then take a nice deep breath, and then just settle into your space. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth today is the invitation. And just tapping into your breath for a moment. Maybe breathing in the sound. And then feeling the frequency, the vibration of the sound. Feel it within the soften, what if you were to take notice of what's coming up and maybe feels heavy within you? Or maybe taking notice of, how's your heart space? Is it beating fast? Is it feeling tight? We don't always have to just scan from like head to toe or toe to head. We can just sit in the energy of our system and then just allow for things to come up. Maybe something feels really open. Maybe we're shut down a little bit in another area. But breathing into these spaces, the sound. Maybe allowing the sound to create more expansiveness with the energy that we're exploring with in the body. And exhaling it out. And maybe just imagine like how we start off each day, especially with the changes that are coming up. Maybe having to get up and be a little bit more proactive getting the kids out to school. Maybe we have to adjust and actually wake up at a particular time. Can I maybe give myself more space in the morning so that I'm maybe not running 100 miles an hour right off the bat? What if we explored the possibility of giving ourselves 10, 15, 20, or maybe 30 minutes in the morning to maybe just tune into ourselves and seeing and breathing into how we feel. Nice, EJ. It is Thursday. Yep. We're trying to mess you up on the last week of summer. Nice to see you here. So what if we did give ourselves a little bit of extra time in the morning to maybe tune into the breath for a moment and just feel into the body and just maybe allow for it to relax? Maybe playing your own sounds or songs at home. what if we did give ourselves this time? And then maybe with the children, if you have children, maybe we could greet them in a state of calmness, peace, love, instead of rushing and having them catch up to our rushing because we feel late, even when the day has barely begun. So maybe just imagine this within your mind for a moment. Like, what could you do for yourself, and maybe for your loved ones, and maybe even your coworkers as well too, or just anyone that you cross paths with? What if we did create a little bit of space for ourselves? Where might you take this space? Might you maybe go sit in the backyard for a moment? Maybe there's just a quiet place in the house that you enjoy. So maybe imagine yourself going to this space. And just tuning into a nice healthy morning breath. Treating it almost no differently than that morning cup of coffee or tea, or however you may choose to start your day. What if we added a few breaths, allowing for our body to maybe be more open, expansive, relaxed. Nice deep inhale through the nose, filling up your stomach. A light breath hold at the top. Really nice deep inhale. Brief hold. And then exhale. And how is it that you're feeling within your body now? Are you feeling maybe a little bit of comfort? More relaxed? Maybe slowing down. Maybe meeting our family and other people in our journey in this more slowed down, peaceful energy within our system. Maybe allowing them to feel what we are giving off. Maybe helping others to tone it down, slow things down. I feel like the slowing down is like a really beautiful process. I feel for myself that the more I choose to work on myself, the growth in everything, I find that I'm slowing down more and more. even to the point where I sometimes struggle with driving the speed limit. And I'm like, oh man, I'm going too slow. I gotta actually speed up a little bit. Just so that I'm not creating negativity for others around me. And so, as we consider the possibility of maybe creating a little bit more space in our morning routine, and so, if anything works, right? Anytime that we tune into the breath, it's always going to be correct. It doesn't matter if you, in the beginning, that maybe you just give yourself one extra minute just to breathe for 1 minute and just tune into the breath for however many times you breathe in and out during that minute. And tuning our mind to the breath and to the body. Like, how do you feel inside the body right now? How are the energies feeling within you? How do they feel? See if you can define it, because sometimes defining how we actually feel can be rather difficult, and we might be very generic in the beginning, but the more we try and really define how we're feeling, if it's whether it be heavy, because sometimes with heaviness we might things might happen in the chest, right? Like the shoulders might come in, the chest might be closing in more. At the same time, we're feeling congested or racy heart. But if the opposite is occurring with our breath, we might feel the shoulders relax or drop. Maybe the shoulders come back a bit more, opening up our chest cavity, allowing for more expansiveness within the heart space. Maybe our eyes might squint a lot. Maybe they're tight. Maybe I feel tension within the neck and the spinal cord and the neck. Maybe light pain is arising. And we can use the breath to breathe into all these different spaces to create that more openness, a more peaceful, relaxed state of being. What if, imagine this for a moment, what if we were to maybe play a frequency, however you play music, and you could just type in like heart frequency, and you can type in, sound. Well, I'll use this right here for a moment. This is specific for the heart. And so what I'm going to invite in, because we can even play around and do different things like this. So what if on your inhale, you breathe this sound, this frequency, this vibration into the heart space, and imagining this frequency igniting or lighting the heart and allowing for this frequency to get sparked, to maybe grow with each breath, and to become maybe more familiar or friends with this heart frequency, the sound. So just the invitation here is to breathe the sound in and just feel what's going on with the heart. Allow for the tightness or the heaviness, but allow for the sound to lighten and to soften. And then expand it out with the exhale. So everything you hear for right now would be just specific for the heart. Now a nice deep inhale into the heart space and hold the breath. And on the hold, an invitation to feel the energy, the frequency of the heart. And then on the exhale, just letting that fill your whole energetic aurora, your field, whatever term you want to put on it. Or maybe even fill the room or your home. And then just drop in right now for a moment into how does this heart energy feel? How am I feeling different now? And that was really just like, 2 minutes or 3 minutes maybe. And so, just enjoy the stillness and any natural sounds around you for a moment. Can you imagine starting off your day in a similar fashion? Maybe sharing this energy with our family, our children. Maybe even inviting them in on the practice at time. I know Sandy did this a little bit last year sometimes, but maybe even doing it for self and then maybe bringing in the kids and bringing them into this practice. Because I feel like, this is something that probably really should be taught in the schools. I know when I was a coach at the high school level, like this type of work was the part of the reason for the success I had as a coach. Also, why we'll be doing the Wednesday nights at 6:30 this year, so that it's more conducive and friendly to bring the family and to bring the kids in on it. I feel like sometimes, like, what's really, and I talk about this kind of often, but like, how beautiful is it that if we can start tapping into like what happens in our body with each given, with different moments. I feel this coming up a lot too with people who are coming into the office one-on-one. And it's like, can we find our moments and breathe into how we actually are feeling? How are you feeling when all of a sudden you're stuck at a red light, like, and you have to come to a stop? What is that doing to the body? What happens when all of a sudden you realize at the grocery store that you have to wait in line for 10 minutes? How does our body feel before going into work? How does our body feel before we start driving? What's going on with the energies within our body? Maybe before we go visit a mother or a mother-in-law, or have to go talk to the teacher at school about your child. How are you feeling sending your child off maybe to a new school? Like, yeah, your child is maybe nervous and scared, but also checking in, well, how do you feel about it as well? What's coming up for you? And when we can breathe in and recognize maybe that some of the joy that might come with different moments, maybe recognizing some of the heaviness that might come with different moments. And for myself, if I feel this more on a smaller scale of things in life that are just kind of normal and that we maybe do quite often, then when the bigger stuff, issues arise, then maybe we're more ready and able to meet ourselves a little bit differently because we've been practicing with the smaller things. I'm going to actually read something that I wrote yesterday. Let me grab my computer. You know, when I choose to start tuning into my body more and just recognizing what's alive, and the power of the breath, So I was writing something about this specifically, what I'm talking about right now. What if we explore how the body reacts to our current situation or moment? Meaning, can I invite a higher sense of awareness to my body and the nervous system more often throughout the day? We can accomplish this by inviting in a breath or two. Every moment is an opportunity. Even the simple things, like I stated before, standing or waiting in line prior to leaving the house or even entering the house. Even other things like, how does it feel to take a shower or a bath? Like, how's that making the body feel within you? Not the mind, but the body. Or how about just simply breathing and feeling into what a smile feels like? Breathing into the energy. Like, if we bring, like I've been finding for myself lately, I've been really bringing in, like, if a little bit of self-sabotage or something is coming up within my thoughts, part of the way I turn that around is I just lightly start smiling, and I feel into the energy of that smile and what is it doing with my energy systems in and around my body. By bringing in awareness to how the body reacts, either in a heavy or light manner, to also identify where the feelings live. Is it the heaviness or the joy in the heart or the stomach, the throat? Maybe I'm nervous about speaking to someone and my throat is closing up. It's usually in one of the chakra centers, but also things like I stated before, like squinting your eyes, sweating, stuff like that is also a normal reaction from the body. This energy that is related to the current event is related to similar behaviors and actions that have also been a part of us for a long time. And then I was kind of getting into the inner child a little bit. We become aware of a timeline with this energy as is a part of us, leading us to the birthplace of maybe where these feelings and emotions might have come from. And this is getting into, I did some writing and it kind of goes into more inner child work, but a part of it, like if we just take a moment to not only begin our day in this pattern, but maybe to bring it into more of our moments and give ourselves that pause. Even when we're speaking, feel into your words. Let them come out naturally without rushing them. Slow down. So breathe into these statements for a moment as an invitation for you. What if I could feel myself slowing down more often than not? Just breathe into that and feel that statement for a moment. Can I see the benefits of creating more pauses throughout the course of my day? What if I gave myself that space in the morning. Can I see the gifts that might arise from creating this type of space? Am I terrified of trying something new? Isn't life just beautiful if I allow for it to be? Breathing into these statements and feeling the words. Can I recognize within the moments when I really do need to pause and feel with my breath? Isn't it time to create the peace within my system? Why am I hesitant to try something new? And now just bringing your attention maybe back to breathing in through the nose into the stomach, exhaling out through the mouth. Maybe extending your exhale out a little bit longer to relax you for a few breaths. Inviting in this sense of stillness. And now just a way to maybe create a little bit of energy as we bring this to a close in a few moments. Maybe we could bring in more air, a longer inhale, and then shorten our exhale. And this can sometimes help energize the body. Maybe trying this for a moment. Extending your inhale and forcing a shorter exhale. And maybe feeling how the body might become energized through this breath. Allowing for the energy to also bring you back into your space as we prepare to move forward with this beautiful day ahead. And then just kind of like letting that breath go and just feel into the body. Like, do the cells feel more alive or active? like sometimes we don't, the energy doesn't mean we have to be hyper. It can just mean that the body's energized and we just feel like so alert, so awake. And then as, if anyone who's listening live right now, as you're kind of bringing yourself back and feeling into the body, maybe just type in if you have a question, or type in like how you felt, either how you're feeling now, or maybe how you felt during different parts of this, or maybe even how you feel about creating space or more pauses, either to begin the day or throughout the course of the day. Especially as life is changing. But if anyone feels like typing in anything, feel free. I won't name, we can just share. Yeah, just bringing yourself back into your space, maybe looking around, maybe looking at something in the space that makes you happy. Appreciate that, EJ. I'm glad you received this well today. It was what you needed. It can be really a beautiful gift when we pay attention and create the pauses and become more aware of our body and how it's reacting and feeling with different moments and changes within the course of the day. Because not only is it about maybe meeting your kids and the wife or the husband or other family members or coworkers, but it's really, what's more important is how are you meeting yourself? Because if we can really meet ourselves and maybe establish, invite in, creating this peace, creating a pause, slowing down, maybe then it also reflects onto the people around us. And I sometimes feel like we forget, particularly parents, forget that they're number one. Because if you're not in a good energy, then how can you really be there for your child or loved one? If we take the pause and create a beautiful energy, how much more are you actually really there for others when we create that within ourselves? And so I'll leave it at that as we kind of enter this holiday weekend and kind of start, maybe some people have gone back to work, couple days of school in, maybe no school yet, and maybe just a weekend of getting away one more time, or maybe just even taking a breather and just taking a nice break at home and just enjoy the comforts of home. We don't always need to be out and about. Have an appreciation for what we have. So have a beautiful week ahead. Please check out the webpage for People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers for events that are starting to come up as the month changes into September, I think. I know I'm excited to get a couple things going. I'm going to have a Saturday morning group, the Wednesday group, and then and seeing the Friday nights kind of restart up again is exciting as we move into this new time of the year. So smile, spread love and joy with around you and for everyone. And we'll see you all next Tuesday. We'll be back on next Tuesday.